The United States is a vast and varied country, a land of immense diversity and striking contrasts. From the bustling cities on the coasts to the serene open spaces in the heartland, America offers a unique tapestry of landscapes and cultures. It stretches from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific, encompassing a wide range of environments and communities. The coastal regions are often the most recognized with their iconic cities and vibrant economies. But have you ever noticed something interesting about a map of U.S. population density? The distribution of people across this vast nation is far from even. The coasts are brightly colored, teeming with people. These areas are hubs of activity, culture, and economic power, drawing millions to their shores. The middle of the country? Not so much. Here, the population thins out, and the landscape opens up into vast, expansive spaces. This is the empty quarter, the heart of America that seems to hold less allure for many. Why is this? What factors contribute to this stark contrast in population density? Let's dive into the heartland and find out. The central United States, often referred to as the Midwest, is a region rich in history and tradition. This essay will explore the reasons behind the lower population density in the central United States. We'll delve into the historical context, examining how early settlement patterns and migration trends have shaped the region. We'll look at the history of the country, tracing the development of the heartland from its early days to the present. The lay of the land, with its vast plains, rolling hills, and fertile farmlands that have long been the backbone of American agriculture, and the economic forces at play. We'll explore how the agricultural and industrial sectors have influenced population distribution and economic development in the region. We'll also examine cultural perceptions, looking at how the Midwest is viewed both within the United States and from an international perspective, and the unique advantages of the Midwest. Despite its lower population density, the heartland offers a quality of life and a sense of community that is deeply valued by its residents. Join us as we uncover the hidden gems of America's heartland and understand what makes this region so special. To understand the population patterns of today, we need to delve into the historical roots that shaped the settlement and growth of the United States. The story of America's development is deeply intertwined with its coastlines, both on the Atlantic and the Pacific. From the earliest days of European colonization, the coasts have played a pivotal role in shaping the nation's destiny. We need to look back at the past to see how these patterns emerged. The first European settlers arrived on the East Coast, establishing colonies that would eventually become the foundation of the United States. These early settlements were not just random choices, they were strategically located along the coast for access to trade routes and resources. The United States was born on the East Coast. The arrival of European settlers at places like Plymouth Rock marked the beginning of a new era. These settlers brought with them not only their hopes and dreams but also their reliance on the coast for survival and prosperity. The 13 colonies were all huddled along the Atlantic. This concentration along the coast was no accident. The Atlantic Ocean provided a lifeline for trade, communication, and transportation, making it the ideal location for the fledgling nation. This is where cities first sprang up, bustling with activity and growth. The coastal cities became hubs of commerce and culture, drawing people from all over in search of opportunities. These early urban centers laid the groundwork for the nation's economic and social development, where industries first took root. The proximity to waterways facilitated the growth of industries from shipbuilding to textiles, fueling the nation's economy. The coast was not just a place to live, it was a place to thrive and innovate. The pull of the coast was strong from the very beginning. The promise of prosperity and a better life drew countless settlers to the shores of America. The bustling port cities became gateways to the New World, welcoming immigrants and fostering a melting pot of cultures. Then came the westward expansion. As the nation grew, so did the desire to explore and settle new lands. Pioneers set out in covered wagons, braving the unknown in search of new opportunities. This movement was driven by the same spirit of adventure and ambition that had brought the first settlers to the East Coast. Pioneers pushed across the continent, lured by the promise of land and gold. The discovery of gold in California sparked a rush of settlers to the west, transforming the region almost overnight. The allure of wealth and a fresh start drew people from all walks of life, creating a diverse and dynamic population. But even as they moved west, they often hugged the coastline. The Pacific coast offered the same advantages as the Atlantic. With its access to trade routes and resources, coastal towns sprang up, mirroring the development that had occurred on the East Coast. California's gold rush drew millions to the Pacific. The promise of instant wealth was irresistible, leading to a population boom and the rapid growth of cities like San Francisco. The West Coast became a new frontier of opportunity, echoing the early days of the East Coast settlements. The center of the country remained largely untouched. While the coasts flourished, the vast plains of the Midwest saw slower development. The focus on coastal areas left the heartland of America as a frontier, waiting for its own time to shine in the nation's history. Geography plays a crucial role in where people choose to live. The Midwest is characterized by its vast flat plains. This makes for fertile farmland, but it doesn't lend itself to large, bustling cities. The coasts, with their natural harbors and access to waterways, were better suited for trade and commerce. The climate of the Midwest is another factor. The summers can be scorching hot, the winters bitterly cold. The coasts, especially the West Coast, enjoy milder temperatures year-round. This can make a big difference in quality of life. Let's face it, money talks. And for much of American history, the coasts have offered more economic opportunities. Coastal cities are hubs for international trade, finance, and technology. They attract the best and brightest minds, leading to even more innovation and growth. The Midwest, with its reliance on agriculture and manufacturing, hasn't been able to keep up. While these industries are important, they don't generate the same level of wealth or high-paying jobs as those found on the coasts. Section 5. Farm fields and factories, the economic realities of the heartland. It's important to note that the Midwest is not an economic wasteland. It's home to a strong agricultural sector, feeding the nation and the world. Manufacturing, while in decline, still plays a vital role in the region's economy. But the reality is that these industries are not as dynamic as those found on the coasts. They are also more susceptible to automation, which can lead to job losses. This economic reality contributes to the lower population density in the Midwest. Section 6. City lights and country nights, cultural perceptions and lifestyle choices. Beyond economics, cultural perceptions also play a role in where people choose to live. Coastal cities are seen as more cosmopolitan, more exciting, more diverse. They offer a wider range of cultural attractions from museums and theaters to restaurants and nightlife. The Midwest, with its more laid-back pace of life, can be seen as less stimulating. This is, of course, a generalization. But perceptions matter, and they can influence people's decisions about where to put down roots. Section 7. The Heartland's hidden gems, unveiling the Midwest's unique advantages. Now let's give credit where credit is due. The Midwest has a lot to offer. The cost of living is significantly lower than on the coasts. Housing is more affordable, and so are everyday expenses. This can be a major draw for families and individuals looking for a better quality of life. The Midwest also boasts a strong sense of community. People look out for each other. There's a friendliness and a down-to-earth attitude that you don't always find in bigger cities. Section 8. Beyond stereotypes. Recognizing the diversity and dynamism of the central U.S. It's important to remember that the Midwest is not a monolithic entity. It's a region of great diversity with bustling cities, charming small towns, and everything in between. Each state has its own unique character and appeal. To reduce the Midwest to stereotypes is to do it a disservice. The region is full of hardworking people, innovative businesses, and a rich cultural heritage. It's a place where tradition meets progress, where the past informs the future. Section 9. The heart of the matter, understanding population density in a changing world. So why does the empty quarter remain sparsely populated? This question has intrigued demographers, economists, and sociologists for decades. The empty quarter, often referred to as the vast open spaces of the Midwest, is a region that defies simple explanations. Despite its rich soil, abundant natural resources, and strategic location, it remains one of the least densely populated areas in the United States. As we've seen, it's a complex interplay of historical, geographical, economic, and cultural factors. Historically, the Midwest was a hub of agricultural activity, with small towns and family farms dotting the landscape. However, as industrialization took hold, many people migrated to urban centers in search of better job opportunities. Geographically, the vastness of the region means that communities are often spread out, making it difficult to sustain large populations. There's no single answer, no easy explanation. Economically, the decline of manufacturing jobs has hit the Midwest hard, leading to population decline in many areas. Culturally, the allure of big city life has drawn younger generations away from their rural roots. Yet, despite these challenges, the Midwest remains a region of resilience and potential. But one thing is for sure, the Midwest is full of potential. With its rich agricultural heritage, the region is poised to play a crucial role in the future of sustainable farming and food production. Additionally, the rise of remote work and the increasing cost of living in urban areas are making the Midwest an attractive option for those seeking a better quality of life. As the world changes, and as people's priorities shift, the Heartland may yet see a resurgence. The trend towards remote work means that people are no longer tied to living in expensive, crowded cities. Instead, they can choose to live in places that offer more space, a lower cost of living, and a higher quality of life. This shift could lead to a revitalization of small towns and rural communities across the Midwest. After all, there's something to be said for wide-open spaces, affordable living, and a strong sense of community. These are the qualities that have always defined the Midwest, and they are becoming increasingly attractive in today's fast-paced, high-stress world. The sense of community in small towns is something that many people crave, and the Midwest offers that in abundance. The Midwest may not be the most glamorous part of America, but it's the heart and soul of the nation. Its people are known for their hard work, resilience, and sense of community. As we look to the future, it's clear that the Midwest has a vital role to play in the story of America. Whether it's through sustainable agriculture, remote work opportunities, or simply offering a better quality of life, the Midwest is poised to make a significant impact in the years to come.